pilot with the Coastal Patrol Base 17 located in Riverhead. There are artifacts inside in our cabinet showing some of these things. In 1942, two squadrons were formed here on Long Island, one at Halstead and one at Hicksville. Colonel Halstead assumed command of the Hicksville squadron. In 1948, he was made deputy commander of the newly formed Long Island Group, where he served until he was asked to become the operations officer of the Northeast region. He served in that position, and then as the region's deputy commander, he became commander of the New York Wing in 1972. And he served in that position until 1978. During his tenure as the New York Wing commander, Colonel Halstead was instrumental in finding a permanent place for the Long Island Group's headquarters, leasing land he owned to the C.A.P. He also assisted in securing the building we are dedicating today in his honor. Colonel Paul C. Halstead was a visionary who saw the need for an organization like Civil Air Patrol, whose congressionally mandated mission of aerospace education, emergency service, and leadership training continues and thrives to this day. Thank you very much for coming today to honor this great man.
To give you a little background, this was several years in the making. It was requested by Civil Air Patrol to honor those members of the Civil Air Patrol who served during World War II. Thanks to a lot of hard work and efforts from a lot of people from local and national C.A.P units, a year and a half ago was bestowed upon those people. The actual medal is in the Smithsonian Institute. That's because it's made out of gold and they don't trust us with it. I think they think we'll buy some furniture with it. No, the medal's in the Smithsonian, and what they do is they make a bronze casting of it. And those people that either are still with us or those who passed on who qualify will receive that award in their memory. It's the highest award Congress can bestow on non-military person. We give it to a year by act of Congress. What makes it so hard to get? Unlike other things in Congress, it might be majority rules. You have to have 3/4 of everyone in Congress approving it before it goes to the president's desk. When the president does sign it, then it has to go to the U.S. Mint, where it takes up to 6 months for them to design it, engrave it, and come up with a mold. Once that's approved, then they make the original in the presentation. To show how important it is, the actual presentation that was done in Washington, the 4 people that presented it, the House and Senate, majority leaders and minority leaders, the 4 most powerful people in the Senate and the Assembly, and Congress, they were the ones that gave it to us. It's not a lighthearted thing. It's very, very important. Very difficult to get, and it was my pleasure, along with a lot of these people, to be there when they presented it. It was presented to Mr. Lefter Wolf, who was in World War II. He was a cadet in C.A.P, and he was a long-time congressman, so he accepted it on behalf of the Civil Air Patrol. And at that point, it was bestowed on everyone, which is what here, what you see in the run. One thing you'll see on it is the aircraft number. The aircraft number is not the plane number. That's the number of Civil Air Patrol members who perished during World War II doing manitowing, mercy missions, coastal patrols, and anti-submarine patrols. So a lot of people gave up their life to give us what we have. So if you look at the medal later, you'll see, besides our different functions on there, you'll see that number 63, and that's how many people died during it. So it's a very important medal, and it's a great pleasure that we get to bestow it on somebody who really deserves it.
Sir? Thank you, Colonel Hauser. Join us. We have with us Paul Halstead. Would you please introduce members of your family to the assembly, sir?
Irina Halstead, Alan Halstead, Brooke Halstead, Lisa Halstead, and Chris Ryan.
Thank you. Halstead and family, on behalf of the National Commander of Civil Air Patrol, Colonel Leclerc, Commander of the Northeast Region, and myself, are pleased to present to your family this Congressional Gold Medal for service to Colonel Halstead, Civil Air Patrol. Thank you very much.
Well, can I guess? I think this was my father's passion. Number one, flying, flew all kinds of things, did all types of things. C.A.P. was his life. Even when he was retired in Florida, C.A.P. was still top of his mind. Let me come up here with him, fly up, and take him to some conferences in upstate New York. So he was very interested in what was going on every day. Never an article in the paper, I had to read it to him, or let him know what was going on. So, very interested in this organization, kept coming. Thank you for this day.
Mr. Halstead, please rejoin us.
This building has meant a lot to our group, and we felt that it was right to get this thing back up to shape, and we've done that. We have a plaque here that we're dedicating the building to Colonel Halstead, and it reads Civil Air Patrol, Long Island Group Headquarters, dedicated to Colonel Paul C. Halstead, C.A.P., New York Wing Commander, Civil Air Patrol founding member, recipient of the Congressional Gold Medal, September 12, 2015. And this will be affixed to the building where it will be right here in the 9/11 memorial. So at this point, there's some bridge center. Mr. Halstead to cut the ribbon and officially dedicate our building.
All the Civil Air Patrol, past and present, we thank you and we salute you. All of you, not just our veterans, but all the current members of the Civil Air Patrol. Not only our founding members, but those who weren't able to make it, but those current members. So thank you very much for all you do. And as they say in the Air Force, it's good to be in the presence of fellow airmen. So thank you very much for inviting me down here.
With the atmosphere that this setting sets up, an airport in back of us. I was a member of the Air Force in Japan in 1946. After the war, I was 17 when the war ended, so you can understand that I had experienced the whole war as a student in high school. And my heart goes out to the C.A.P. members, the 32,000 throughout this country. I had a chance to speak to some distinguished officers of this group. The one, Mr. from Rome, New York, and we talked about geography and how Rome got to be called Rome there. But basically, I want to say this. The Tree of Liberty symbolizes our country. The roots of the tree are not seen. We are the roots, the people that work daily throughout this country. We teach children, we work in industries, we teach in classes, we do all kinds of things. And basically we don't see those roots, but without those roots, that tree can't stand. And usually the tree gets all the credit for being so beautiful, whether it's a mimosa tree or an oak tree or a maple tree. It gets even symbolized throughout the world. But I say to you that the people here today are the roots of our country. The civilians who volunteer without pay. The people who work with young children to see the military demeanor of these young people coming here to receive their just rewards for their endeavors. I've been involved in schools for 40 years in Patchogue and now in Sachem, where I'm doing what they call community advocacy. And that's what I'm doing for Senator Croce today. I'm a community advocate representing him. I've been in this community of Holbrook, which is where we are now, for over 60 years. My children attended school here, graduated, and they moved to different parts of the country. I have a grandson who's an officer in Baltimore, who's a member of the ROTC. My granddaughter is now working at Winston College, which is a military college. She's a missions officer there. So I'm very military oriented, but I'm also very oriented towards the importance of developing a plan to teach our children from young ages, to inculcate them. That's the word I used in school. Children are not born leaders, they become leaders with the role models we see here today, who come here at their particular part of the world and contribute to what they did today. I bring back to Senator Croce a kind of report of how impressed I was today to see this distinguished ceremony. And you young people, look up to these people, because they're there because they want to be. They don't have to be. That's the difference between doing things right. When you want to be someplace, you bring 100% to the job or to the endeavor. When you have to be there, you find ways to kind of slack off sometimes. We used to have them in the Air Force too, and in the Army. We used to call them killboys. But that's another story. But today, I want to commend you, and I thank you for the opportunity to speak here today with enthusiasm at 87, 4-7. And I was at an honor flight just a couple of months ago in May in Washington and met 49 other veterans of World War II. And you can see how choked up you can get about that kind of thing when you meet a 2-star general at the thing who comes up to me and shakes my hand to say, thank you for your service. And I'm looking at him as the head of the Pentagon the department that he heads and say, sir, I salute you. I'm very glad to meet you and thank you for your service today. Today's times are challenging. Our youth need to be equipped to meet the challenge. And I commend you people to never tire of doing the good you're doing today and tomorrow and in the future. And God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you.